Hello and welcome to the video.
Hello.
We recently reached a big milestone for us on this channel. We got to 60,000 subscribers, which is an insane number.
Crazy.
It's really hard to process that.
Yeah. It's more than 30.
More than 30. 30 as in just 30, which is still the milestone I remember most clearly. Getting to 30 subs was as exciting as getting to 60,000. It's really weird, but it was, yeah, the early days were so much fun. Anyway, we wanted to put out a video as we reached this milestone, just looking back and sharing 5 things to do and 5 things not to do if you're trying to build a YouTube channel. Now this is just based on our experience and relative to our channel, but we thought it would be interesting.
Yes.
Maybe if you're thinking about getting into YouTube, or maybe you have a channel and we'd just like to know what we think we've learnt on our now almost 7-year journey.
Almost 8 years.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yes, it is 2022.
Maybe nearly 8 years.
It's nearly 8 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to do 5 do's and 5 don'ts about being on YouTube and building a channel.
Yeah.
So we'll start with a do, and the first one is do it because you love it. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, number 1, do it because you love it.
It sounds obvious, but I think if that is your core motivation, sharing something you're passionate about because you want to talk about it, because you want to share it with others,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, because if you don't enjoy it, then it's going to feel forced, it's going to look forced, it's going to feel like a chore, and
yeah. And YouTube can be quite a time sink, as in there's a lot of time and effort that goes into producing these videos, and you need the motivation to want to do it because you're passionate about something to keep it going. So that leads directly into our first don't.
Yeah.
And that is, don't do it because you think you're going to make loads of money.
Yeah.
Don't let money be your driving force to build a channel.
Yeah. When you first started the channel, you didn't even know that you could make money. You just did it because you wanted to do it.
I was so naive to the whole YouTube platform and how it worked that, yeah, for quite a while I was completely oblivious to that fact until people pointed out to me that you could share in the revenue that the adverts make. But what I'm trying to say is, if your core motivation is to try and make money out of this, I think you will be disappointed, because when you do get a channel to a point where you can monetize it, you'll realize for most channels the returns are relatively small. And
it takes a long time to grow it, and so it goes back to loving it, so that you can give it that time to grow and to start making something significant.
Exactly. I think doing it for financial gain, that motivation just won't sustain you. You have to be doing it because you have a passion for it, because you want to share, because you want to educate, because you want to entertain. Whatever the reason is, don't make it because you want to make some money. Let that be a really nice bonus if it happens. And it has been for us. And it took us a long time to get this channel to a point where it was earning us significant money, but that is still a really nice cherry on top. We still carry on with this because we have something to share that we're passionate about, and hopefully that shows through.
Yeah, and even with 60,000 subs, it's still not something that we could live on, is it? It's, we do this aside from our main business, so take that into consideration as well when you get to this stage. Unless you've got other income as well, it's not going to be something that would be a full-time job.
Okay, for the second things to do, in our opinion, I would say this was a big one for me. To be part of a community, to find other like-minded people on YouTube, reach out to them, get to know them, collaborate with them on videos.
Yeah.
It's been huge for us finding like-minded people through YouTube. So we didn't do this in isolation. Very quickly, right from the beginning, I got to know people like Tom the English Picker and Zahir Malik.
Yeah. I still remember you getting to know Zahir. He used to sit there with his big headphones on.
Yeah. And for us, that keeps it alive, it keeps it fresh, it keeps it fun. And you're constantly getting other points of view in. I used to do weekly chats with other resellers. I've kind of got out of the habit of that now, but I do want to get back into that.
Yeah. And what's happened for us over the years is that we've made really, really good lifelong friends through this. So, you know, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. It certainly opens doors, getting to know people, putting yourself out there, going on other people's channels. It really, opens a lot of doors. And it's good for the channel. If you are trying to build a channel, getting to know other YouTubers, having them on your channel and going on their channel obviously promotes the channel, and it really feeds in on itself.
Yeah.
And it just makes it more fun. Right, not doing this in isolation and reaching out to others and being open.
Yeah, and getting to know other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a really big, in our experience, a really big do is to get to know other YouTubers within your niche and grow the channel that way.
Yeah.
Okay, for the second don't, something not to do in our opinion, I would say do not spend loads of money on tech.
You don't need it.
It is unnecessary. For virtually the whole time we've been on YouTube and building a channel to this point, we have used our iPhones.
Yeah, and we don't even have the most up-to-date iPhones.
No, no. We are filming this on an iPhone, what is this, an 8?
Yeah.
I do have a very old GoPro, which I bought about 4 years into having the channel. We've only just invested some money in another action camera, like a portable action camera for filming while we're out and about. I think people sometimes get the idea that in order to be on YouTube you need some fancy camera, you need some amazing editing equipment. I don't know.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that is unimportant.
Yeah.
It's all about you. It's all about the content. It's all about the story. It's not about the technology. So don't spend loads of money.
In terms of editing software, we use iMovie because we have Macs, but there are so many other free options out there that you can use, free editing software. So you don't have to spend lots on editing software.
No, not at all. So that would be a big tip. I think some people trying to get into YouTube, they think, oh, I need to buy I need to buy a drone, I need to get some aerial shots. It's like, no, you don't. It's about you, and it's about your experiences in your life.
Some fancy pants Canon camera.
Yeah. So don't let that be a barrier to doing YouTube. Pick up your phone and use that. It is more than adequate.
Yeah.
So things to do, number 3 is grow a thick skin.
You need it. You definitely need it.
Be prepared. If you're going to put yourself out there on a platform like this, be prepared for people not to appreciate you or your opinions or what you're doing, and be prepared for them to be very vocal about that. I think if you can prepare yourself for that, honestly, you'll do yourself a favour, because I wasn't ready for any of that, and I really struggled to accept that level of criticism. You know, I was just trying to put videos out there to help people, to share what I do on a day-to-day basis, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. And I was attacked for many reasons.
And still are.
And still am on a daily basis. And I think fundamentally you have to accept that people will have opinions, and they are allowed to have opinions, and they may be very vocal about those opinions.
You don't necessarily have to agree with them.
No. But it will happen. And we've found the bigger the channel gets, the more of that negative attention you will attract.
Yeah, and it will get personal. It will. It has for us. It's got personal. And sometimes it is difficult to take. We're not sitting here saying, oh, we've grown this really thick skin now after all these years and it doesn't affect us. It still does.
Yeah.
But not as much. We can brush it off quicker than we used to. In the beginning, I think it was quite difficult.
Yeah.
You really took it on board. But now, yeah.
You learn to deal with it. But there is a thin, well, there's a difference between people airing their opinions and having an opinion which is totally healthy and normal, and not everyone is supposed to like you and agree with you. That's life. But then there's a line when it gets personal, it gets rude, it gets offensive, and that's where we draw the line, and we delete those comments and move on and don't pay it any mind. Don't let it get inside your head. But yes, the do from this section is do be prepared for people to be very opinionated about you and about what you have to say and your life and everything in it, because they will be. So that leads us directly into the next don't. This is a very, very big don't, and it's very relative to what we were just talking about. Don't feed the trolls. It's fine for people to have opinions and to voice them. Honestly, it is. And expect people to not agree with you or your lifestyle choices or whatever.
Yeah, a difference of opinion, constructive criticism is fine, you know.
But when things become offensive, when they cross that line and it becomes into the realm of trolls, don't engage. There really is no point. And in fact, if people are trolling, they only want attention.
Yeah, it fuels it. As soon as you engage, it's like, oh, yay, they've bitten. So now I can have this back and forth. And they get what they want out of it. And you feel rubbish about it. And
yes.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I learned this the hard way. I felt I had to, have my say and keep having my say, but it just fuels that whole thing and you become more of a target if you engage. So honestly, speaking from bitter experience, if you are being trolled, delete all the comments, do not engage, don't give them the time of day, because that's what they want. They are
on.
They are poking you and waiting for you to react. So don't react, and they will go somewhere else and poke someone who is going to react.
Yeah.
So
that's all they want, is just a response.
Yeah. Don't feed the trolls. So back to things to do. A big one, I firmly believe, is to be consistent with your output.
Yeah. I think the algorithm likes you to do things regularly, but that doesn't always sit with your life, does it? But as long as you're consistently putting out some kind of content, yeah, that's really going to help to grow your channel. I'm not very good at that with my channel that I've just started. I do lots and then I go for periods of time where I don't post. So I'm sure the algorithm hates me, but
well, just as purely as a viewer, if somebody puts out a video once a week is consistent. If you put out a video once a week on a Friday, as a viewer you get into that rhythm and you expect that.
Yeah, definitely. And there are a few YouTubers that I watch that do that, and there's one particular puts out a video on a Friday and I'm like, oh good, it's Friday today, oh good, at so and so time there's going to be a video from this person.
Yeah, but
if only I could be that organised.
But then stick to that, and you will build an audience of people that are expecting that content at that time. The main thing we've done that's really helped build the channel consistency-wise is to have a regular live show that we put out on a Sunday at 8 o'clock, and that has really built a following, and we get a lot of people who like to tune in at 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening and hang out with lots of other people in the chat. They know we'll be there live, the regulars will all be there chatting away, and it's hard to describe, but it builds a foundation for a channel.
Yeah, and it helps you to build a community for your channel, which I think is really important.
It is.
Yeah.
Live output actually is a really great way to engage directly. Nothing beats, being a live side chat and answering those questions if you can, and reading out people's comments. Nothing beats that for channel engagement, and we've tried very hard to stay consistent with that, and it's paid off, and people, I think people really respect that we go to the trouble of being there every Sunday. There's the occasional ones where we're away, we can't avoid that, but I think people respect that regularity and consistency.
And for us, we still really enjoy doing that. We look forward to talking to people and getting to know people on a Sunday evening, and you see the same faces, the same names, and every week, and we get to know people. And I mean, I chat to a few people on other social media platforms that we get to know through talking to people on a Sunday, and it is our way of getting to know you and your way of being able to communicate with us, and it's great. We look forward to it.
It's really, really powerful, and if you are trying to build a channel, try it out and see how it works for you. So number 4 in the don'ts, things not to do, it's going to sound obvious. Don't try and be somebody else.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
You hear that a lot, don't you?
And
be yourself, but it is true.
It sounds so obvious. I guess what I'm trying to say, this segment for me is about, don't try and copy what you see other people doing. Yes, be inspired by other YouTubers or other people within your little niche, but don't think that's how I've got to do it. Do it your way. Put your personality across. If you're, I don't know.
Because if you start trying to make a video and being like somebody else that you admire, then it comes across as being really false. You're going to put off people, and people will want to follow your channel and will want to get to know you as a person and a personality more than your content, because that's how we are as human beings. We want to get to know people as people, which is why it's important to be natural and to let your personality come through. Yeah.
So do it your way. Let's say you're going to come into this exact niche, buying and selling on eBay, and it's all been done before. Everyone's shown a haul, everyone's shown a sales update. There's nothing really new in reselling content, but you've never done it. You've never done it your way, with your personality, your way of doing things. So that I think it was a key for me to just relax and be me. Keep in my stupid little things I say, keep in the mistakes, keep in the personality, and not think, not look to the big channels and think that's how to do it because they're successful. They're successful because they're being them and they put the work in. So you be you and do it differently, do it how you want to do it. If you're trying to copy someone else, it will show, and people don't respond to that, I don't believe.
Yeah, and then you will attract people, you'll attract the right people for you, people that enjoy your content rather than, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, I don't know, you have to cut that bit.
And it's easy to maintain being you because you are already you. If you're trying to be something you're not, that's a really hard ask, right? You've got to maintain that. If you just be you and keep being you, and then that hopefully people will respond to that and come back for more. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. We're waffling. Okay, back to things to do, and this is number 5, so the last one. I've got to try and keep a straight face now because we were just sent something that another YouTuber said on a video, which was hilarious. Put that out of your mind. We're moving on. So number 5 in the things to do is to expect your initial attempts at being a YouTuber, whatever that is, to be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, we all cringe at looking back at our first videos that we ever made.
Yeah, don't expect to hit the ground running and to make a video and to be really happy with it and to put it out and for it to be super successful. It just doesn't happen. I look back at my original videos and cringe, but I keep them up there. I even share them because I think it's important to show where you started, you know, because we were all there.
Yeah, but this is a do. So what's the do?
The do is to just do it.
And
do it knowing that you're likely to be embarrassed by it. It's likely to be awful, but do it anyway.
Yeah, and do strive to improve all the time.
Yes. Yeah, it's a strange one. Start knowing that you're probably not going to be too impressed and it's going to be here somewhere, and then slowly but surely improve. Look at your own videos. Look back at it maybe in a week after you made it.
Yeah, not straight away. You'll probably delete it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look back at it a week or so later, and then you'll say, okay, it wasn't that terrible. I liked this. Didn't like that. I need to improve the audio. I need to improve the lighting. I need to relax a bit more, speak a bit more naturally, whatever it is. And
I need to stop saying so much.
I need to stop saying oh my goodness. Yeah, so do strive to improve, but at the same time know that all of us started and were terrible at it. And that's perfectly normal. This is a weird thing to do, especially when you start and you can't even picture an audience watching it. So essentially you're talking to your phone, not being able to imagine anyone watching it. And it's a really weird thing to get your head around, and it does take quite a while to get comfortable at doing it. And it's still weird for us now, but we're just more used to it.
I try now to imagine people watching, so I try to imagine that I'm talking to people rather than just talking to myself.
Yeah. So really, as a do, this is to just do it. Don't overthink it. Know that you're very unlikely to be particularly happy with the outcome for the first few videos, and then continue to just incrementally make it better as you go. Yeah. So the last don't, something to not do, and that is don't take yourself too seriously. Make yourself relatable. Keep the mistakes in, keep your personality, and don't edit out your personality. You know, when you fluff up a line or you laugh at yourself because you said something stupid, leave it in.
Yeah, you tell me to do that all the time. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do because you're critical of yourself.
Yeah.
And I try to strive for perfection, which doesn't exist. And then you're saying to me, no, leave that in. Or
they're the best bits. They honestly
and I know from watching other people, I know that because those are the bits you laugh at, you know.
And it shows that you're human and you're tripping over your words and you're being an idiot, and it makes you relatable, and it puts across reality that you are that person. We are all that person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, what was it? Don't take yourself too seriously. Yes, I think that's a really big part of it for me.
Yeah, I think also when you see people that are trying too hard, it can be off-putting a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just YouTube. These are just videos about what we get up to. You know, it is fun. It should be fun. Try not to make it too serious because you will enjoy it more, and believe me, your audience will enjoy it more if you are keeping in all the mistakes and not taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one to end on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We tried not to make this about the technical side of it all because I think that's relatively unimportant. YouTube, certainly for us, is about trying as hard as we can to share us, who we are and what we're about.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, but I think that's one of the elements of why the channel's been relatively successful, is because it's just us being us,
We don't,
warts and all.
we don't see ourselves as, you know, being teachers or, you know, trying to give guidance on reselling or anything. We just want to share what we do.
Yeah, we share what we do and how we do it. We know we're not the greatest resellers or the greatest business people out there. We never claim to be. We are us living our lifestyle as we choose to and documenting it as we go.
Yeah.
And trying not to take ourselves too seriously.
Trying.
Thank you so much for watching. Please leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought.
If you have any questions, if you are starting a YouTube channel or you have one, or, you know, anything, if you just want some tips or anything, drop a comment below and we'll endeavour to answer.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care and we'll see you soon.